You brought up Qatar. ST, could you imagine if this happened in Qatar or Russia?
It'll
Could
be a
you
big story.
imagine if Qatar and Russia, instead of saying, as long as you guys abide by our rules, we have no problem. Could you imagine if Qatar and Russia's stance was, I don't care if you're going to abide by our rules or not, you're not coming in? The
Exactly.
uproar, the media coverage, because the media outlets aren't covering this like they should. Yeah, they're all keeping quiet because they're all on the payroll. No
Hmm.
one wants to upset Trump. No one wants to
Hmm.
upset the US. The US are this big powerhouse. No one wants to say nothing. Why? Because it's a Somali referee. If he was black, it'll be the same thing. No
Yeah.
coverage. Oh, yeah, there's nothing we can do about it. Oh, well, but when it was Qatar, look at what they're doing. Look at what's going on. They won't allow us to do. We can't wear the rainbow armband. We can't do this. No, 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 no. Yeah, running agendas. Germany, Curacao, Ivory Coast, and Ecuador.
Ecuador and Ivory Coast.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm not going Germany, bro.
How far are you expecting England to go in this World Cup?
I would say quarters to semi-finals, if I'm being honest. If it goes to the way it's supposed to be, that Brazil squad isn't great, if I'm being
Yeah,
honest. And
yeah.
I think England got a good chance of beating them. I think that Argentina will be a bit too far.
Who is winning the FIFA World Cup 2026?
You never thought I'd believe it, but
Spartans! What is your profession?
Yes, people, another edition of Nights of the Roundtable Discussions where we discuss all sports all the time. Got my guy ST in the building. How are you doing, sir?
I'm all good. I'm all good. World Cup's about. You can see we're in colorful mood. I got the colors of my home nation. He's got the colors of his 1/8 nation. You know,
15, 115, 115,
1/15th, 1/15th.
115,
His
115.
maternal place.
Listen, as I listen, and it's true, as we say, we all originate
Yes.
from Africa. When you go back. I know obviously certain demographics will deny this, but common sense, and if you do your research, we all originate from Africa. But yes, ST is right. It is that time, even though he did say my government name, which I'm going to have to edit out.
Sorry, sorry,
um,
sorry. I
um,
haven't done that in
but,
a long time.
but yes, people, it's that time. It is World Cup season, and we're going to be getting into it. It's the World Cup preview show. We're going to be discussing. There's a lot to discuss about this World Cup. There's stuff to discuss off the field, and then there's stuff to discuss on the field. So we're going to be getting into all of that. As you can see, obviously ST repping Ghana. Myself, as I said, 115th Ivorian. I should, I should be representing.
Jamaica.
Anyway, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's not talk about it, bro.
we're not going to do that.
Yeah,
We're not
yeah.
going to do that. They're not here. It is what it is. But yes, people, as usual, before we start, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Get the likes up, get the subscriptions up. As I say all the time, share, share, share. We are here, and don't forget to join our social media pages as well. Links are in the description. World Cup season is upon us, people. As soon as we finish the domestic season, we're now into World Cup season. World Cup starts on Thursday, obviously being hosted by the United States, Mexico, and Canada. 6 weeks of international football to see who will become the world champions. ST, before we get into the main component, which is obviously the football and what's going to go on in the pitch and give our predictions and whatnot and blah, 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 we cannot avoid uh, this what's gone on off the field. We cannot avoid all the stories and everything that has come out about this World Cup. And there's always something that's been going on. Don't be wrong, it's not just this. Happened with Qatar, happened with Russia. So I'm not going to alienate just this World Cup. But what I will say is the challenges that we are getting with this World Cup is different to the previous two. And let's start off with one of the biggest things, the ticket prices. Absolutely ridiculous, the
Ah,
ticket prices. And listen, I completely understand that because it's being held, obviously, mainly in the United States and the way how they treat sports, ticket prices are high. And that's, do you know what? Let me not even use the United States, but let me say that all over the world now, in all sports, ticket prices are through the roof. But in America, it just takes it to another level. I mean, if you just look at game 3 of the NBA Finals and tickets to get to that game, you're looking at about 8 grand, and that's for a standard seat. So we understand the ticket prices, T. But when I tell you about the ticket prices from Qatar, let me just see if I can get that up. The ticket prices from Qatar, right? So for the opening match in Qatar, this is category 4, so it's the lowest category, yeah? $55 in Qatar. In the US, the opening match, category 4, $560, bro. $560, bro. And if my maths are mathing, yeah, 48. What's that? 40, 5, 48, 6. Have I got that right? 7. Is that 7 times?
no. So what is it? You said 55
55,
and 566.
560.
That's over 11 times.
Bruv, crazy.
Over
Absolutely,
11 times.
absolutely crazy. ST, let me tell you something. The category 1 price for the final in Qatar, 1,607. So that's the best, right?
Hmm.
And even though we would say that's expensive, it's kind of expected for because it's a World Cup final, right? Right, bro. The final in the US, a Category 4 ticket, $2,030, bro.
Jesus.
Nearly, what are we talking about? That's 500. It's about $500 more, and that's for a cat 4 to the cat run. So that's the disparity. So what you're doing, and their whole thing is they're basically saying it's due to the demand. And I'm saying to myself, well, what demand is there if you're pricing the fans out of going to the World Cup? Because you're just going to have a bunch of corporate fuckers watching these games because they're the only ones, or celebs or
Hmm.
influencers that don't really support anybody. And so they're gonna create no atmosphere at this World Cup. And it's the working class fans that follow their country everywhere they go that are going to miss out. And yes, there's going to be people that are going to be selling this and selling that because they want an opportunity to go. But why should you have to put yourself in debt or nearly bankruptcy to go and watch a game of football, bro? It's absolutely ridiculous.
I think the issue is now, yeah, as you said previously, the influencer market is really huge now. A lot of influencers are getting tickets given to them, but what
Mm-hmm.
happens, as you said, is it alienates the people that who really, really do love football. People like you and I who would love to go to the World Cup, but obviously for would probably struggle to pay for these tickets. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and again, if you want to grow the sport, again, especially in somewhere like America, you are hosting the World Cup. You need to make tickets readily available to young children, to
Mm-hmm.
people who have never watched the sports, to someone who has watched the sport and is looking to get inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and the fact that they're alienating it from a country which football is not the major sport, it
Yeah.
just makes everything more expensive. So, for example, most likely stadiums are going to be empty. You ain't going to
For a
have.
lot of for I would say ST, sorry to cut you off. I would
No, no, no.
say probably about 50% of the countries that are here, a lot of their games are going to be empty.
I
And
agree.
that's before we get into the other part of the politics, which we'll get into. But I'm just talking about from a pricing standpoint.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, how do you expect to grow the game and to give? Because the World Cup is a spectacle for the all the other sports as well to see
Hmm.
as well. All the other for all the other sports to see, and you're trying to grow the sport, and you're not making it available for working class citizens, you will never grow the sport that way. Already in America, football is a very elitist sport, so it tends to be the private or wealthy that play football. Whereas in somewhere like us, in our country,
Mm.
we obviously football is the working
Yeah,
class sport,
yeah, it's bread and butter.
way
Yeah.
better. But again, the more what they're doing now is that instead of growing the sport now, they're making it more elitist. So now the working class can't actually afford to buy football,
Hmm.
can't afford to go
Hmm.
into the pitches. It's
Hmm.
not really available. You have to pay to watch these the football as well. It's
Hmm.
I feel very, very sorry. And also I was gonna say people coming from abroad as well, they won't be able to go to um the stadiums to watch their teams. They're going
Mm.
to probably fly over and will
Yeah.
probably go to the local bars, but
Yeah.
you'd want to be in the stadium. However, the stadium won't be full because people won't be able to watch it.
Exactly.
It doesn't make financial sense. They
Exactly.
need to do is they need to price the tickets at a reasonable price, probably similar to the ones what they were doing in Qatar. And
Yeah.
even the Qatar stadium was empty as well.
Yeah,
It was
some of them.
the
But
stadium there.
what I would say with that is that I think what happened with Qatar is once they realized that some of the prices were too high, they did
They lowered
last
them.
minute, they lowered it.
Yeah,
So, and I think that's what people are expect. Well, you would think that because ST, we know them stadiums are going to be empty for a lot of them games.
yeah,
So what you would think they would do to try and obviously make up for the fact that they're not going to make as much money as they thought they would do the
yes,
same. Whether US are going to do that or not, I don't know. They probably won't because of how arrogant they are. But
yeah,
you would think that they would do that so that it is more accessible, and as you said, so that kids can go and have that experience because this is ridiculous, bro. And when you link that with the fact that there's a ban list
yeah.
of countries that cannot go into the US for a variety of different reasons. So you take the likes of Senegal, Iran, Cape Verde,
Haiti,
Uzbekistan, huh?
Haiti as well. All these.
Haiti, and all. And don't be wrong, I understand there's politics going on with some of these countries, but the fact that they can't have their fans go, some of them can't have some of the delegation from
Delegations. Yeah.
football go. I think Iran, some of their medical staff couldn't go.
No,
And it's just like, what are we doing here? This
this.
is ridiculous.
No, I agree. Like, why would you let a country with all these banning lists, how with all these people that they don't want in the country to actually host a World Cup? World Cup,
Money.
yeah, World Cup is a free fall. But then I know we're talking about money, but at the same time, you need these people in you need the teams in. Why FIFA have done a really bad thing by bringing it to America. FIFA looks at all inclusivity. Like
Mm-hmm.
you lot complained about Qatar and its inclusivity.
Oh, we're gonna get to that
Yeah, and don't
because
get
the
me wrong. Yes, they.
hypocrisy.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Of course, they did with certain things, but they included a lot more people there than what America did. America, you were supposed to be this free country,
Mm-hmm.
freedom of speech.
Mm-hmm.
The players are the ones that are the ones playing, but you're not even
Mm-hmm.
inviting. You're banning certain people from coming to a country. It looks more like a dictatorship to me than what the other country was doing. And obviously, we know about what happens in Qatar allegedly,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so we can be like, yes, this is not great.
Mm-hmm.
But they let other people in. They let America in. They they let other countries which they have poor relations within. They didn't
Mm-hmm.
discriminate against them.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't
Mm-hmm.
let them do. And they said that they can always go and play their football as long as they follow the rules. That's it.
Exactly,
That's it.
exactly. And what people will counter and say is, well, yeah, the other countries can do that as long as they follow the rules. But I'm like, you're not even allowing the full delegates. You're not allowing fans into the country. It's a difference from fans boycotting because of the way how the country is run and you not letting people in
Exactly.
to the country. Those are two different things. I need to put that out there because people want to run and jump and jump on that bandwagon. And then ST, you've got the crescendo of all of this. The Somali referee.
Mm-hmm.
What was his name? Oh, I don't want to get it wrong.
One second. I'll put it up
I
here.
don't want to get it wrong.
Where is it? Omar Artan.
Omar Artan. And this is the first time, ST. If you remember, he should have done the AFCON final. He should have done the AFCON final, but we know what that was. Again, FIFA involved. We know what that was, right? People will say, who cares about the referee? Who cares? We don't really care. All we care about is our country. And I understand it. When you look at the bigger picture, you're there to support your country. You couldn't care less who's refereeing the game. Let's just not forget that without referees, there is no game. Let's not forget. That's the first thing, right? But this guy has the opportunity of a lifetime to referee in a World Cup. Was looking forward to it, right? And he would have known the relations between Somalia and Trump aren't great. So he would have double and triple checked all his paperwork, all his visas to make sure everything was signed, stamped, and delivered. So he had no problems when he was ready to fly over.
Mm-hmm.
Comes over, goes over to the US, gets held for 11 hours, right?
Disgusting.
All sorts of interrogation. Then gets told, off you trot to Turkey. No explanation as to why. No one knows why he was denied entry. He never got no explanation as to why he was denied entry, right? And FIFA conveniently saying there's nothing we can do about this because we can't do anything about basically people being let in and out of the country. Yeah, it's an absolute disgrace, and FIFA are disgusting, right? Disgusting, right? Because I can tell you now, if this was an English referee, if this was
an American referee,
well, obviously an American referee, but if this was those people, you know who I'm talking about, in cahoots with the US doing what they're doing right now. If it was one of their referees, guarantee you, even though it wouldn't happen, but just say, guarantee you FIFA would get involved. Right? But FIFA turned their backs on him and basically said, yeah, there's nothing we can do about it. If this doesn't tell you what this is, I don't know what. And you brought up Qatar. ST, could you imagine if this happened in Qatar or Russia? Could you imagine if Qatar and Russia, instead of saying, as long as you guys abide by our rules, we have no problem. Could you imagine if Qatar and Russia's stance was, I don't care if you're going to abide by our rules or not, you're not coming in. The uproar, the media coverage, because the media outlets aren't covering this like they should. Yeah, they're all keeping quiet because they're all on the payroll. No one wants to upset Trump. No one wants to upset the US. The US are this big powerhouse. No one wants to say nothing. Why? Because it's a Somali referee. If he was black, it'll be the same thing. No coverage. Oh, yeah, there's nothing we can do about it. Oh, well, but when it was Qatar, look at what they're doing. Look at what's going on. They won't allow us to do. We can't wear the rainbow armband. We can't do this. No. Yeah, running agendas, right? Qatar had one of the best World Cups ever in history, right? And you're trying to put this is going to be the greatest World Cup ever. It's a fucking farce. It's a joke. And when you see them empty stadiums, right? When the weather is causing nothing but problems and we're having to abandon games and stop games for half an hour, 45 minutes, right? When you see what's going to go on outside of the stadium, because we haven't talked about the protests that are going to be going on, right? This World Cup is going to have more drama than than Qatar and Russia combined. And those are the two countries that these people wanting to condemn, but have nothing to say now because it's the US, right? It's an
Exactly,
absolute
bro.
joke.
I agree,
FIFA,
bro.
absolute joke. This is supposed to be one of your referees. You're supposed to protect them and look out for them. And you've left him hung out to dry. But we know if he was Caucasian, you'd have something to say.
That's where it comes to. And also remember, this is the same. This FIFA is the same organization when they were doing the stuff for the World Cup. Gave Trump a what was it, a
What was it?
Nobel
Nobel Peace Prize.
Peace Prize.
Fucking joke.
I couldn't believe it. And then you're doing stuff like this. It's blatant discrimination.
Yep.
That's what it is. There's nothing. What you said was all correct, but it's just blatant discrimination. He had the paperwork all done correctly. It was all done correctly. If you knew that you weren't going to let him into the World Cup, you should have just told him straight away. Like,
but they couldn't. They couldn't because they knew what that would do.
Yeah.
So they made him come over. And don't get me wrong, probably if not tonight, then tomorrow we'll get some lame excuse as to why he couldn't come in. But they couldn't do it beforehand because they wouldn't have been able to get away with that. The uproar would have been different class.
But that's the issue, and this comes back to what I said. This is the country that claims it includes everybody. It's all about inclusivity and everything. But you were complaining where Qatar did it.
Yep.
I mean, Qatar has its issues, inclusivity, but they had people there. They embraced people.
Yep.
A lot of people came there. A lot of people said
no issue, and there was no drama
issue.
in the end.
But you see US as well. US is a country that on the outside it looks like it has democracy.
Yeah.
But on the inside,
it's a dictatorship.
It's nasty. You can't do this. Different peoples from walk of life are discriminated. Everybody.
And
if you're black, white, if you're trans, and all these people, everybody is discriminated against. So unless you're of a certain color, of a certain class, and it affects everybody. Like, I feel sorry for him as well, and people don't realize as well. Everybody talks about the players being the pinnacle of their careers as well. This would have been the pinnacle of this guy's career, especially Somalia, who on the actual world footballing stage haven't really got anywhere. To have a representative like him would have been amazing for the country.
Of course,
would have been amazing for his family,
and for the continent, and for the continent as well. To obviously have an African referee, he's the best African referee, and as I said.
And I've seen him referee matches.
Should have done the AFCON final and didn't. And we know what that was. And it's like, again, like that was politics within football. But this is discrimination right in our faces, and nobody is doing anything about it. And
Agreed.
FIFA, the money grabbing FIFA that they are, just let it go. And it's just like, bro, like it's crazy. But ST, we're gonna leave the politics. We're going to leave the politics because you and I could do this all the time. All the time. But listen, let's get into the football. Let's start off with England. ST.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Bottlegate era is over. It is the Tuchel era now. His first major tournament with England. Coming off the back of 2 Euros finals, which England have lost, and they got to the World Cup semi-final 2018. Last World Cup, they got to the quarterfinals, went out to France 2-1, where Sugarcane missed the penalty to equalise. So even though they didn't win anything, what Bottlegate did do is he brought the harmony and he brought the interest back into English football and for England fans. But now we're in a situation where it's a new era, it's a new day. Tuchel is considered a world-class manager by some, not by myself. I don't see him like that, but by some he is considered world-class, and he's going out there to do a job. First things first, ST, the England squad. What was your reaction to the England squad that Tuchel has picked?
Honestly, bro, I was so surprised, bro. Riz, a little bit, yeah. In a way, I was because I was thinking to myself, I know certain players were on form, but I'm like, raw. There are certain man you can tell there was certain man you don't like. Like I was shocked that Morgan Gibbs White didn't go. I was shocked.
I wasn't. I wasn't. Don't get me wrong. I understand why, but the reason why I said wasn't is something that Tuchel said. He's like, how many number 10s can I take? And I know Morgan Gibbs White can play on the left as well, but
Mhm.
I think he wanted out and out wingers.
Mhm.
And when it comes to number 10 position, it's like, well, how many can I take? So I get it from that perspective. But go on.
No, you know what? I was surprised in the sense that he went so defensive, but then it's Tuchel. I should really even think about it. I'm happy with the squad he picked because I know they're not going to win.
Oh
Like,
yeah, obviously that one we
I'll
can't.
so
But we
I'll
kind of have to. We have to have balance in it. We have to have balance.
yes.
We have to have
Um,
balance.
I'm not surprised that he didn't take Cole. I'm not surprised with Cole Palmer and
Yep,
Foden.
yep. I'm
I
not.
I I completely understand that. Both
Mm.
Cole Palmer is not fit. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah,
He's not fit, and this whole narrative of I'll take him for a piece of magic. Don't get me wrong. I understand it, but this isn't the Cole Palmer from 2 seasons ago.
yeah,
We've seen what is, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah," but if you look at the last couple of games for Chelsea, can we? Did we just forget that they got beat on the last game of the season to not qualify for Europe? So I 100% agree with you. He's not fit, A, and B, he's in no form whatsoever. And it's funny, ST, I'm going to let you go, but it's funny, ST, but because anytime England have a tournament, the narrative is, why are we taking players that aren't fit or are on form? So you previous years when we've taken the likes of Michael Owen, even though he's been injured, Rooney, even though he's been injured, Beckham, even though he's been injured, so many players that've been injured, and English media and fans have complained. And now Tuchel's picked players based on form. They're
yeah.
still complaining. Oh, you left out Foden. Foden, who has never been good for England,
And
right?
he hasn't played well this year as
And
well.
he hasn't been. There's a reason Pep's benched him, right? Cole Palmer, who's not fit. Trent, who has been injury hit the first part of the season, and in the second part was part of a Real Madrid team that won nothing for the second year in a row. So it's like, and don't be wrong, I know there's something there's underlying with Trent and Tuchel because he doesn't seem to fancy him at all.
Yeah,
But the Trent one out of those guys, I would say those are the three big games, big names. There's other names that were left out as well, but those are the three big names. I'd only have the only one I would have personally have justification for leaving out just because of the way how Tuchel's going to play is Trent,
yeah.
because Trent's the one that can play that
Cross
part,
over,
that cross
pass, yeah.
that ball or play that pass. The other two, I've got no issue,
Neither have I.
no issue
I could
whatsoever.
I couldn't even argue when I saw Cole Palmer and Foden. I'm like, bro, you lot haven't done anything correct. To be honest, Madueke, I was surprised that you came
Oh,
and
bruv, that guy is so rubbish,
that
bruv.
he's
Like,
crap.
I don't understand. Like when someone's just riding on the coat. Was Marmaduke there when Tuchel was there? Did he break through when Tuchel was there? I can't remember, but
I'm not sure.
there could be something like that to do with it. But I'm just like, bro, seriously?
Henderson there as well, bro. Like
Jordan Henderson is, bruv, it's the dumbest thing ever. He's there for vibes. What you bring a man for vibes for when we're trying to win a World Cup?
leadership, I think.
Like,
But
bruv,
anyway, you don't
leadership.
need it.
Shut, bro. That's what you got Harry Kane for. He's your captain. Why do you need Jordan Henderson there? Like, and that's where it is. That's where I will say I think you got it wrong, because how Adam Wharton isn't on that
I can't
play
believe
is
it.
beyond me. I know Crystal Palace finished 13th or 14th in the league.
But
But
he's been
guy just
brilliant.
coming off winning a conference league where he was fantastic, right? How Adam Wharton is not on that plane, and he gives you that little bit different in midfield because he's left-footed as well. If something were to happen to Elliot Anderson or Declan Rice, well, more so Elliot Anderson, Adam Wharton's your guy. How Adam Wharton is not in this England team baffles me.
I don't understand. And
For
also centre
Henderson,
backs.
it's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
And centre backs, I can't even lie, yeah.
No, bro,
Um,
I'm not surprised that Harry Maguire's not there.
no, I disagree, bro. He's been good this year for us.
Bro, he's been good for us. I don't deny that. And he's got a very good record for England. But when Tuchel came out and said he was fifth choice, you should have, or sixth choice, you should have known he wasn't going. Now, I have taken Harry Maguire instead of Dan Burn? I would have. But
Yeah.
am I surprised that Tuchel left him out? No. Because Dan Burn can, even though Harry Maguire is the better player with the better form, Dan Burn can cover at centre back and he can cover at left back because somehow Tuchel left out Lewis Hall, which again
That's
is
another one.
crazy.
I don't know how that's what I was gonna mention him as well. How Lewis Hall, he doesn't fancy Lewis Hall, you can tell. But wasn't he there? Was he at Chelsea when
He
Lewis
might
Hall?
have been. He might have broken through. I'm not sure, mate, or it might have come after. But my whole thing is that I want my left backs to have a left foot.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, bro, like, serious, like, really? I'm just looking at it now, and I'm like, in terms of fullback, what? I think Dan Burn is the. Oh no, you got Nico O'Reilly as well. But I'm just like, Lewis Hall should have been going to this World Cup instead of Jed Spence. I understand Tuchel really likes Jed Spence, because of his pace, but I'm just like, bro, like Lewis Hall's fantastic. I know Newcastle again finished in the bottom half of the table, but bro, Spurs just beat relegation on the final day.
And
Now,
Jed Spence,
Jed Spence, don't get me wrong, I think Jed Spence is decent, but over Lewis Hall, it's great. Bro,
no.
I would have even taken Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw's been good for us as well.
Yeah, he has.
Over Jed Spence, or over Kwanzaa. Like either or, even though I know Kwanzaa, if you want to take Jed Spence, leave out Kwanzaa then. And take Lewis
Apparently,
Hall.
Kwanzaa's had a good season at
Yeah, for Leverkusen.
but I haven't really been watching him.
Yeah,
So
to be fair, he has, but I'm just like, Reece James is going to be my number one.
Yeah.
If I would have taken Trent personally, but
yeah,
if not, then take Jed Spence, leave Kwanzaa, and bring Lewis Hall. Like it doesn't, bro. Like there's those the two eyebrow raisers for me are Lewis Hall and Wharton not going to this World Cup. What do you think about like there has been massive uproar about Ivan Toney, and I don't understand it.
suppose again they haven't watched him as well. If you've been watching him, Ivan Toney scores goals. He's probably one of your best strikers, if I'm being honest. And also, penalty wise, you need a man like that. Whether you're in the let's just say it goes to penalties, you need a man like that who's good at penalties. But obviously, Ivan Toney is a very good striker. It's just the
Bro.
reason why he scored. He's been putting up numbers in Saudi. He's put up numbers in the Premiership. Everywhere he goes, he puts up, and he's just not only a hold-up striker.
And that's what
he's
people
good on the ball.
That's what people tend to forget. He put numbers up for Brentford. He's gone to Saudi.
Yeah.
Now, whatever you think of Saudi football, he's not the only one that's been picked from Saudi. Cristiano's been picked. Sadio Mane's been picked. Kante's been picked. Ruben Neves has been picked. Right? There are plenty of players that have been picked from the Saudi league for their national teams. So why can't England do that?
Yeah.
Ivan Toney gives you something different because you can play the ball up to him. He can hold it up. He knows where the goal is. And obviously he can take a penalty. But the penalty isn't the be-all and end-all. He scores goals. And people will say, oh, well, he hasn't really featured for Tuchel in the qualifiers and whatnot. I don't think he's played for England since Senegal, when they lost to Senegal 3-1 at Wembley last year. But he's gone away. He's done what he needed to do. He scored goals in Saudi Arabia. Why not? Why not?
He won the Asian Cup in there, and it's not an easy cup to win. The
Exactly.
Asian Championship.
But it's like,
yeah.
But it's like, it's not the Prem. Remember, it's not even a case of it's not Europe. Because, bro, like I remember when Tomori was being included. And people were like, well, why is Tomori in it?
Exactly.
And he's been playing in Serie A. So it's not a case of it's not a Europe thing. It's just, it's not the Prem. So if you're not playing in the Prem, why are you playing internationally? Which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But when you look at it, ST, Konsa, right, Stones, John Stones getting in there being injured
That's another thing.
for the whole
John Stones
season.
as well. How is he not? How is he in? And then Harry Maguire isn't. Like I understand. Like I know what you're saying about Harry Maguire, and I know what Tuchel thinks of Harry Maguire. And this is not me doing prop for Harry Maguire because you know how critical we've been on him on this channel. But we call a spade to spade. When a man is playing well, He's been playing well. He's honestly done very well for them, and leadership, and the players will be comfortable with him. So I was
Yeah,
shocked when
yeah,
Harry Maguire didn't go.
yeah. 100%. But so the debate is Bellingham. People are saying Bellingham's not going to start in number 10. People are saying Tuchel doesn't fancy Bellingham. This whole narrative around Bellingham. And you and IST, I know you and I have had conversations with the truth in the group chat, basically saying that we think Bellingham's a very good player, but there's areas that he needs to improve in. But we know how the English media run these agendas when you look a certain way and you act a certain way, right? And there's no way that Tuchel's not stupid. There's no way he couldn't have chosen Jude Bellingham for the World
No, of
Cup
course, yeah, he
because
would have got too much backlash.
but he's a big game player.
Yeah,
He
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 is.
he carried England through that Euros on his back, right? He is a difference maker. But who
I
starts at
wouldn't
number
say
two?
carried in the sense that he
His
scored. He
goals
scored.
were
His goals were
majorly
important. Yeah,
important.
his goals were important. His performances weren't great, but however, he did.
He was shattered, remember
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Euros was
Well,
after doing the Champions League and
championship
League
double. Yeah,
double, I think.
yeah.
Or did he do? Yeah, yeah. So he
He did a
he
double.
he he was shattered
Yeah.
after that, but he gave everything in that tournament, and you had to carry it. But for you, number 10, who starts? Is it him? Is it Eze, or is it Morgan Rogers?
For me personally, it will be. You know what? Because of the way Tuchel likes to play, I think Rodgers would be more suitable.
Mm-hmm.
However, if it was up to me, I would start Bellingham and then take him off because Bellingham is one of those players, as you said, he can create, and he's better off starting than off the bench as
Oh
well.
yeah, 100%.
So I would then you could put Bellingham on, let him do his thing, and if it doesn't work out, Rodgers with his speed and skill can
Yeah,
destroy teams on the break. That's what I would do personally, but
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think Tuchel would start with Rodgers because I don't think Tuchel fancies Bellingham as well.
No,
You
he
know,
doesn't. He doesn't. He doesn't. And I don't understand why. And
he says
everyone, and you know, the agendas will be it's his attitude, blah blah
that's what
blah,
he
this
is.
that and the
That's what
other.
he's saying.
And like you can't deny this guy's work ethic. Like, so it's not his attitude towards football, and this whole attitude agenda is based off what? Because he didn't stay in the Premier League. What? Because he doesn't like doing the media duties. We've seen that Michael Elise doesn't do media duties, and they're trying to run the agendas with him. And but then you see his performances on the pitch, and it's like, well, you can't say anything to Elise because of how good he's been for Bayern Munich and just coming off a hat trick for France against Northern Ireland. But they keep trying to do this thing with these players because they don't play up to the media and because they don't really care what the media think. The media run with these agendas all the time. And we saw it with Sterling. You know, it's a revolving door. It's the same shit every time.
I hear what you're saying. With Bellingham, I've heard Bellingham's can come across a bit unlikable, a bit of an ego. I can't lie to you, he can. However, there are other players who are not of Bellingham's complexion who
Mm-hmm.
have that same ego,
Mm-hmm. That
who are
they
even
embrace.
worse.
Look at Zlatan.
Bro, yeah. Zlatan's what Zlatan's way worse than
But the thing is, when he came to the Prem, they embraced him.
braced him, yeah. But
But
when it's
again,
Ben,
when your skin tone don't fit,
yeah,
it,
that
it,
I
it
will defend. That I will defend Bellingham in. And at the end of the day, yeah, and I also say this to win these big cups, yeah. I can't lie. You need those egos. I'm sorry.
of
You
course
need,
you do.
you need, you need, you need that player who's like, I'm the best to take you through. It sounds crazy, but every country, every world-winning cup country
Mm-hmm.
has had that particular player to say, like,
Yep.
yes, sir, yes, I'm the boss.
Yeah.
I'm the guy. Whether it's Germany, France, Brazil, they've all had that one particular maverick that's like, yeah, I'm the guy. I'm the one that's
Exactly.
gonna take my team to the World Cup and win. And
Exactly.
and if you don't embrace that, and again, get the best. Remember, everybody wants their players. A lot of these managers now, they want their players to be the same. Oh, he has to
Mm-hmm.
do this. He has to do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's not life. You're not gonna go into work one day and say, "Oh, everybody has to think like me." It doesn't work like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We have to gel as a team, but it's about bringing your experience and bringing your characteristics
Mm-hmm.
to gel with the team. That's how it goes. But some people are naturally that way. You just have to learn how to manage. And you, as a manager, you have to manage the characters. And I think as much as Bellingham sometimes can come across as unlikable, can
Mm,
come across as egotistical, other players have done the same. So why are you
exactly.
not giving them the same energy? And to
Mm-hmm.
be fair to Bellingham, more often than not, he backs it up.
Exactly.
So what's the issue?
Exactly. That's my point exactly.
And this
But
is someone. This is coming from someone who, as we've had discussions, who doesn't rate Bellingham as high as people think he does.
mm,
However, there is a clear agenda, as you mentioned. Zlatan. Look at what Zlatan was doing. And I know Zlatan has had a very good career, but
mm,
Zlatan didn't win the Champions League. Zlatan was arrogant. Zlatan played for himself most of the time.
mm-hmm.
Zlatan was always getting on to people, but
Exactly.
we all said, "Oh, it's Zlatan. It's hilarious. It's so
Yeah,
funny.
exactly.
It's
Exactly.
likable." But when it's
When your face don't fit, this is what they do, bro. But
and Bellingham hasn't said anything to the extent or done anything to the extent that Zlatan did. So I don't. So we
But
all
that,
know
but that,
why.
but that, but that's the point. It's because he doesn't say anything. He
Yeah,
doesn't want to engage with the media. He doesn't want to do these things, which is why they run these things. Because it's like, well, if we can't get any information out of it, we're gonna have leaks and whatnot, and they're gonna say X, Y, and Z, and it's just like, get out of here, man. But we also know that this is all on sugarcane. The form that sugarcane is in is, bro, it's Ballon d'Or form.
he's playing ball. He's playing
50,
ball.
58 goals and 13 assists this season is crazy. And people will say, oh, but it's the Bundesliga and blah, 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 and this, that, and the other. Bro, the form that he's in right now is crazy. And him being in the Bundesliga could actually help. Because if you remember the last two tournaments, Kane has been shattered by the
Yeah,
time he's gotten to the tournaments, right? So him getting that winter break, them wrapping up the Bundesliga before
the
the end of the
Bundesliga is only
season.
34 games.
Yeah,
Remember
and
as well.
them wrapping it up beforehand,
Yeah,
and then obviously Champions League they went out in the semi final, but that was what, beginning of May or end of April, beginning of May. So he's had time, so he should be one of the fresher guys, and this is all gonna go through him. It's all Tuchel's built this team all around sugarcane, and it's his time that he has to deliver, especially obviously after missing that penalty in the World Cup uh, 4 years ago. So it's kind of trying to do his whole redemption thing. But ST, obviously, I know we're going to draw our predictions at the end, but obviously, you and I both know that we don't have England winning the World Cup, so
no.
we can do this now. Um, how far do you anticipate England getting? Bear in mind that I don't know about the round of 32 of the last 16, but I know if things go the way that they're supposed to, they could meet Brazil in the quarterfinal, meet Argentina in the semi-final, and then meet France in the final. So how far do you anticipate? I know obviously that's subject to change, but how far are you expecting England to go in this World Cup?
I'll say quarters to semi-finals if I'm being honest. If it goes to the way it's supposed to be, that Brazil squad isn't great if I'm being
Yeah,
very honest. And
yeah.
I think England got a good chance of beating them. I think that Argentina will be a bit too far. I just
Mm,
think Argentina, even though they don't have they're just a little bit. They have more know-how. I don't think they'll do. I think they'll shut England if it gets to that. And I don't think England have enough
mm.
personally.
No, I agree.
So I'd say quarters to semi-finals, one of the two.
I'd say semi-final. I'd also expect them to beat Brazil. I'd also expect them to beat Brazil, but I wouldn't be surprised if Brazil beat them.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, no, I don't. I think they'll get to the quarterfinals. If they play Brazil, I think Brazil will beat them. I actually do. I know this Brazil team isn't great, and we'll talk about them a little bit later. But I think in the conditions that they're going to be out there, I just see England not. Yeah, I think they'll only get to the quarterfinals if I'm very, very honest. But listen, we'll see what happens with England. I forgot to actually basically explain the World Cup. because obviously we got into the politics and then got straight
Yeah.
into England. But obviously, this World Cup, the biggest World Cup that there has ever been, 48 teams instead of 32 that normally is, 12 groups of four. The top two will qualify, as well as the best eighth place, the best eight third placed teams will also qualify, and there'll be an extra. So there'll be a round of 32, round of 16, quarterfinal, semi-final, and then there will be a final. ST, let's talk about a couple of the contenders. So obviously the bookies' favorite right now is the French. Obviously they got to the final in the last World Cup against Argentina. Fantastic one, probably the best international final I've ever seen. Fantastic final, lost to obviously Argentina in penalties. Won the 2018 World Cup in Russia. Obviously won France 98 as well. What are your expectations? Do you think this French team are the favourites, and do you think they have enough to win this World Cup?
On paper, they do, but I was even speaking about this someone outside. Yeah, for some reason, something is telling me that that French team is not going to win the World Cup, and I'll explain why. They're obviously their defense. No, no, and their win, their fullbacks worry me if I'm a French thing, and the midfield. When I was watching them, even though they beat Northern Ireland, they're quite open.
Yeah.
And that's what I kind of worry about, if I'm being honest. And I think the egos that they have in the team, you know how it is with France. It can go one way or the other. They can be fantastic, or it can be a madness when they're arguing.
Mm.
And you can tell too many egos, too many chefs in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Is what I kind of worry about. Because I looked at their attack. Their attack is rude.
That attack is
You've got Doué, Olise, Mateta, you've got Mbappe, you've got Barcola, you've got Cherki.
Turkey.
Who else? Dembele, Akliouche.
Yeah, crazy,
Bro, and
crazy.
I know I've forgotten people as well, bro. It's madness.
Bro, that attack. Oh, Thuram. Yeah. That attack, bro. That attack alone, yeah, should win the World Cup.
Yeah.
I'm being honest. That attack, but obviously the World Cup isn't won on individuals. But that attack, the embarrassment of riches that France have an attack is crazy. And the thing is, ST, is that their defense isn't that bad. When you think about when you no, not Umbongo, bruv. Umbongo is horrible, bruv. He is horrible. But having Saliba, Theo Hernandez is still a good left back, but it's the right side with Umbongo and Gusto that is a concern. And I think
you mean Upamecano people?
Yeah, Umbongo and Gusto, bro. Like those two on that side is what because obviously I know your thing of black keepers, but Manyan's actually a good one.
He you know what? He's the best one in it. So I can't like he's the exception. Just him. But you see the man them. Yeah, let me know. Man them in goal. I can't lie.
I hear it. But it's that right side of defense that concerns me about France. And
I kind of disagree.
Rabiot in midfield is stupid.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I kind of disagree with you with. I don't. You know what it is, yeah. And I know you're gonna crucify me because you're a defender. I don't think Upamecano is as bad as what people make him out to be.
He is horrid.
I don't think he's as bad. He makes mistakes.
He's rash.
Not as bad as he's not as bad as
bro. Like he is rash. He just does dumb shit. Like it just doesn't. Don't get me wrong. If it's him or Kanate, I'm choosing Umbongo because Kanate this season has been awful for Liverpool. Awful. So you can't play him. So you have to play Umbongo. But I'm just like, nah, bro. Nah, bro. Like Gusto that right side with Gusto and Umbongo. Huh?
Gusto is a big worry.
Where's Kunde?
Gusto,
Is he injured?
I don't know, but even Kunde is not good himself, bro. I don't rate
I'd
Kunde.
rather play Kunde at centre back than Umbongo. Personally, I think if you play
Nah,
Kunde, I'd rather. I would.
I
I
don't
can't
agree with
lie
that.
to you.
Bro. I don't
I
agree with
would,
that, man.
bro.
I
Like,
don't be. And you
bro.
know what it is, yeah. I think, is that if Konate was serious, they would, Konate and Saliba would actually make
Kanate is better than those two, but it's his form.
yeah.
That's the problem.
And you know what it is with Konate and Saliba, it would work because
Yeah,
Konate is the aggressive defender and
yeah.
Saliba is the
Would
calm one.
sweep. Yeah.
Yeah, but the issue is Upamecano and Saliba, they're similar centre backs. If you understand what I mean, I don't think Upamecano is pretty decent on the ball. So is Saliba, but the issue is when you have two similar centre backs, and as you said, the ones who make the most mistakes, Upamecano is the one that makes the more mistakes. It may not necessarily work, but if Konate was serious and he was on form, then it would be a different thing. Obviously, there's a lot of things that went into Konate's form as he's spoken out about, but
Mm,
yeah, um,
yeah.
it
But
worries me for as you said with Rabiot as well, the midfield, and I know Rabiot will start because that's the Champs guy.
yeah.
So that's why I'm saying is an issue. And then if you're gonna put him Rabiot and let's say Kante will play and all this stuff like that,
No,
I
it's
know
too many.
Tuchemeni.
Mm,
Yeah, it's the midfield will not be dominated. That's the issue. I think that as much as we rate France's attack, is quite top heavy at the moment. If you
yeah,
understand what I'm saying.
yeah. I can agree with that.
So
I
I
can
don't
agree with
know.
that.
Something's telling me they're not going to win the World Cup.
Mm,
I hope
it,
I'm
it,
wrong because
it-
I like that. Like, well, not hope I'm wrong, but obviously I want Ghana to win the World Cup.
yeah.
But if it was France playing well and stuff like that with the flair and everything like that,
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy with the
man, yeah,
French. But listen, there's other contenders. Let's talk about the current holders, Argentina. Obviously won the World Cup in 2022. Lionel getting his World Cup. I think they've got two more. They actually won. Sorry, they won in Mexico. Let's not forget, this isn't just a US World Cup. It's US, Mexico, and Canada.
yeah.
They won in Mexico in '86, and then won their home tournament in '78. Uh, Obviously, they are sweating on Lionel's fitness. He is one of many that it will be their last World Cup. How do we see Argentina's chances? Because they qualified top in obviously South America. Obviously, they've got talent themselves. Don't get me wrong, the team's built around Lionel, but they've got talent themselves. What are Argentina's chances of winning this World Cup?
They've got a good chance. I can't lie to you. They're a very settled side. They've got a lot of people that they've all played with each other for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
They don't understand each other's game. They've got a new good few additions. Like Nico Paz is a very good player, man. You're gonna enjoy watching him for He's from Como. I know you've watched a lot of him. I have as well. I
Yeah,
don't know how.
unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't know how Real Madrid let him go, but anyway, that's another thing. But yeah, they've got some good young calls, and they've got the main calls of Julian Alvarez,
Oh yeah, obviously Lautaro Martinez,
Lautaro
Enzo,
Martinez,
DePaul,
Enzo.
McAllister.
They're all still a good core of them have won, so they know what it takes. And when it comes to Messi, the difference between other countries is that they're aware that Messi's the guy. Nobody can chat to Messi,
Mm,
and they're willing to play around him. So it makes
mm-hmm. They'll work for him.
they'll work
They'll
for him.
they'll all they'll all work for him. So obviously, Lautaro Martinez, Julian Alvarez, like DePaul, Enzo, they're all dogs. So they will do the running for Lionel to flourish. And obviously, with Emi Martinez, we know what he's on. We know how great he is in goal. I think the only thing that concerns me for Argentina is that defense. I'm not I'm not convinced by their defense. And I personally think they got away with it in 2022 because that defense was not good.
No, Otamendi
Um,
was there, bro.
yeah,
Otamendi was
he's
there.
still here. He's still
Yeah,
going to be there. So I think their defense could be the letdown of Argentina. But I agree with you. They have a good chance of of getting through in this World Cup. I think they've got the best chance of the South American teams. That's what I
Agreed.
will say. I think they've got the best chance of South American teams. Um, let's move on to his Lionel's rival, the man that has been with him throughout his career, opposed to him last World Cup. People are saying that it's now or never for him.
No,
Even
you're
though
talking about.
I have heard that he could do another Euros,
Mhm.
but people are saying it's now or never. This Portuguese side, who listen, we talk about the French side having talent. This Portuguese side has talent.
And they have it all over. They're going to be
Yeah.
dangerous.
When you look at the fullback positions in Nuno Mendes, João Cancelo, when you look at the midfield, Vitinha, João Neves, Bruno
Bernardo Silva,
Fernandes, Bernardo Silva, Pedro Neto, obviously Goncalo Ramos,
João Felix,
João Felix, Rafael Leao. Um, they've got talent. The only thing I would say is a
Don
partner.
Chalmers, and yeah, bro.
Yeah. The only thing I would say is that
Cambiaso,
partner for Ruben Diaz at centre back. I know they've got what's that youth's name? Centre back. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Andre Silva. I know they've got him, but this Portuguese side, and I think the biggest obstacle for this Portuguese side is their manager. Um, yeah, I think the manager. I know two would have a field day.
Oh, you mean
Um,
Martinez, that
yeah,
brother?
with Martinez, bro. I think, bro, this is a Martinez that had that golden generation of Belgian
From Belgium
players
and flopped it.
and flopped it, and he could do the same thing with this golden generation with Portugal. But how do you first? How do you see their chances at ST plus Portuguese side, and can they win it with Cristiano? But more importantly, can they win it without him?
I think they can win it without him or with him, to be honest. Obviously, I know we're going into predictions, but I think
Mm,
they have a very, very, very good chance of
mm,
winning. They've also, that squad is settled as well. A lot of them played in the last World Cup. They
yep.
have an embarrassment of riches in every position,
Mm.
probably barring centre back, but even then, they
And
have a
even centre forward because
centre
I
forward.
think the drop off from Cristiano to Carlo Ramos is
It's a lot,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
But even he's not a bad striker. He's not
yeah,
horrible, but he's not
yeah.
the greatest. Obviously, they got a decent keeper with Sarr, and they got a couple of other keepers as well. Like their fullbacks are elite.
Costa,
Costa, yeah, fullbacks are elite, bro. I'm really listen. Bruno had had a very good season.
mm-hmm.
Vitinha and João Neves has
Yep,
had
yep,
very good seasons,
yep. Ruben
bro.
Neves is there as well.
Ruben Neves is a
Yeah,
very good player. I don't care
yeah,
what anybody says. Boy, they're going to be good. And you know what?
yeah,
If you bet on
yeah,
Portugal,
yeah, yeah. Hey,
hey,
yeah. If
listen,
yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
listen. If you bet on
And
Portugal, I can't lie. It's a good bet. It's smart.
I think this Portugal team has something to prove as well because their best run in a World Cup was in '66 when they finished third.
Yeah,
In the last, oh God, I think since 2002 Korea, I think they've probably got into the quarterfinals is their best.
yeah,
So they have a lot to prove, and obviously, I think in the last World Cup they went out to Morocco. Yeah, Morocco when
yeah.
Morocco
Morocco.
went on that run. So yeah, and they did drop Cristiano for that game. So a lot of Cristiano fans will be saying, "See what happens when you dropped him." But then they won 6-1, I think, in the game before. Again, I can't remember who it was against, but Portugal, very good chance. What do we think of Spain's chances? Obviously, current European champions. Obviously won the World Cup in 2010. People are saying that the young core and the experience that they got could be a catalyst for
Mhm.
them to do something. A lot of people didn't have them tipped to win the Euros. So, what do we think about the Spanish chances of winning at this World Cup?
they'll always be there and thereabouts. Like you can't ever count out Spain. But however, for example, Nico Williams is not the player at the moment. He's had a
Yeah.
few injuries, he's not been
Mm.
great.
Mm.
Yamal has had a few injuries. He's not been he's been in and out. Um some of the cores getting older, like Fabian Ruiz that were there, they're getting older and all this stuff like that. I don't know about the goalkeeper situation. Apparently Ray is number one, but he
Nah,
might
he's not. He likes that Unai
no,
Simon.
that's what I'm saying. He likes
Yeah.
Uno Simon, but I think
Yeah.
they came out and saying that Raya might be number one. If
Okay.
I'm hoping if for Spain's chances, if that's right, because if it's not, I can't lie to you. He's
And that
I,
Simon's not a bad goalkeeper,
he's
but
not a keeper, so he's made a
Raya,
lot of mistakes.
but
But
Raya
Raya is the
is
best.
different gravy.
Yeah,
Raya
I
is
agree.
different gravy. I think the only thing I would say about Spain, but don't get me wrong, they did it at the Euros. They haven't got that out and out centre forward. They
Yeah,
haven't got the Fernando Torres or the David Villa, the Morientes, the Raul. They haven't got that. And I think that was the only thing I would say. And I think at the back, even defensively, I don't think they're great.
they've got Laporte,
Yeah. Obviously Kubasi.
Lemond, Lemond,
Um,
Normandand or whatever, Normand or whatever his name
yeah,
is.
yeah.
Um,
Kubasi as well. So they've got young talent. Um,
but Kabasi can get at though. I've seen him quite a lot.
yeah. But I wouldn't write them off.
No, you
I,
can't.
I wouldn't write them off. And to complete, obviously, because the teams that are going through it are the bookies' favourites, the top six, and the last one is Brazil. Obviously, they've won it the most. Um, but they've had some terrible results in the World Cup.
Yeah.
And I think, what was the stat? I think only when they hosted it in 2014, they got to the semi final. I think all the other ones, they've gone out in the quarterfinal, including obviously Russia and Qatar. Um, and they are sweating on the fitness of someone else who could be his last World Cup, is Neymar.
Never.
Um, I hope they learn their lessons though from this Neymar injury, because remember 2022, they rushed him back and
Yeah.
it didn't work. So I hope they learn from this. And obviously Don Carlo's there, and I think it was peer pressure that made him pick Neymar. I don't think he wanted to pick him.
I don't think he wanted to pick him.
I don't think
I
he wanted
think
to pick,
I
but
think the whole I
go
was
on.
gonna say I think yeah, I was gonna say I think the whole country said, listen, you need to pick Neymar no
Yeah,
matter what. Because Neymar,
yeah,
as you know, Neymar's an idol in Brazil
yeah,
for what he's done and for his talent and everything like this. But if it was up to me, and I'm a huge fan of Neymar, you know,
yeah.
I always speak about Neymar. I rate Neymar so highly. I think Neymar's a fantastic player and stuff like that. But
Mm,
he's not the same guy. He's injured.
nah, yeah.
Sometimes it's different. Like for example, at least with Cristiano Ronaldo is still scoring goals.
Mm,
At least he can still that. Messi is still scoring goals, creating goals.
mm-hmm,
He feels
mm-hmm.
that MLS is still doing that. Neymar for a little bit. I mean, towards the end of the season was scoring for Santos, but more often than not, he's been injured.
Yeah.
He's not been the same. He
And I
can't
do feel
move.
for him to a certain extent, because a
Yeah.
lot of the injuries that he's had aren't his fault.
No.
A lot of them have been impact, as in people have done him.
Yeah.
But yeah, Carlo was. This is peer pressure. I think if Carlo had his way, he would have chosen João Pedro
I
instead
feel so sorry for João
instead of
Pedro.
Neymar. And I think that's so wrong that he didn't choose
João
João
Pedro.
Pedro. I think it's so wrong. But how do we rate Brazil's chances? Obviously, I know we spoke about them a little bit earlier. I think you and I are on the both the same wavelength. I can't see how they're winning it.
You
I
say
don't see.
you
Yeah,
say semi-finals. I say quarterfinals. I don't even think that'll be England. If I'm being very honest,
fair, fair,
I just
fair.
think
And that's if they get there. Don't get me wrong.
that's if they get there.
I think England will get to the quarterfinals. Whether Brazil get there is a different story.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't see this Brazil side is not good. I think obviously they qualified fifth in the qualification. I know them, Paraguay, Ecuador, and Colombia all finished on level on points. They had the same amount of points, but there was a lot of losses in there. One of them being to Bolivia.
Bolivia, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just like, yeah, this Brazil team just ain't it at all. But people will say never write off a Brazil side because it's the World Cup, but I personally think that we can write them off to a certain extent. But they could surprise us. I mean, when you got Don Carlo as your manager, you've got a chance in it. I know international management is different from obviously club management, but when you got the experience and the winning mentality of Don Carlo, like you can have a chance. But ST dark horses. Who do you think are the dark horses in this tournament? Who do you think are the teams that people should be looking out for to make some noise in this tournament?
You'll see some very surprising names. Morocco.
Yep. Yeah. Obviously got to the semi-final. I don't even know if Morocco's a dark horse anymore. Obviously got to the semi-final of the World Cup 2022. That was a surprise. I'd consider them a dark horse in that one. Obviously, AFCON, which we're not going to get into, but they got to the final. That's what I will say. They got to the final in AFCON.
Yeah, they got to the final.
They played very well. I think people are a bit skeptical because obviously the manager left. The one that's brought them all like to getting this far in these tournaments. But I think Morocco getting to a quarter or a semi wouldn't surprise me. But
No,
I understand why they're still under the dark horse tag. I'll
Yeah.
say that. But yeah, sorry, carry on.
We've got Norway. Norway are dangerous as well. They've got a very settled side. They've
Yep.
got really good strikers. Sanderberg is a very good player. They've got very good players. It's got very good
Odegaard, obviously,
Odegaard,
Haaland. Any
Haaland,
team with
obviously,
Haaland's got a chance.
Bob, Strand Larson.
Mhm.
Who's the other one? Sorloth.
Sorloth. Yeah.
They've got
I,
Nusa, who's a danger.
I agree. And it's their first support appearance in the World Cup since 98. So they'll be out there with a point to prove. So I agree with that 100%.
Senegal are dangerous. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
People are not talking about Senegal. You know, I know they're in the front group of France and Norway, but Senegal are a very, very, very good side.
Very good side, very organized
We're not going
side.
to go into what about AFCON. We know they won it, but however, yeah, we're not going to go into that. But
Yeah.
quality teams, like they've got so much quality around the thing. Mane,
Mm-hmm.
Mane, Jai,
Ismaili
Sarr. You've got Mendy still in goal, performing very well.
I know you said Mane, but obviously this will be Mane and Koulibaly's last World Cup as
Last World
well.
Cup,
Yeah.
Koulibaly as well. You've got Diouf. Unfortunately, he's got relegated with West Ham, but we know he's a quality player. You've got the Papagayi, the one.
The one that scored the winning goal.
Villarreal. They've got players, man.
Yeah, they've got players.
And they've got a good bench as well, who come with impact as well. They're all playing in Europe, very good stuff. And people are not respecting the talent of Senegal.
Yeah, Senegal, I agree 100%.
And boy, apart from and last, actually two, I've got two more. So one is Ecuador.
Yep.
Ecuador's defense is a problem.
Bro, they're a problem.
Hincapié, Pacho, Caicedo.
Yep.
In the spine of their team.
Yep.
They've got Kennedy Payers, who's a very good player. Hey, listen.
They've only lost one game in 19 matches. Finished second to Argentina, bro. Ecuador are a problem, and they're not going to entertain, but they are going to be efficient. I'll say that.
That's what you need in a tournament. People don't realize. Yeah.
Yep.
Defense sometimes it's hard to beat,
bro. As they say in the NBA, defense wins championships. Obviously, I don't expect Ecuador to win it, but listen, they could cause quite a few upsets with how organized they are.
And last but not least, Japan. Japan plays.
Yep.
Japan. If you watch Japan play really
good football. Mm-hmm.
And they've got players which, obviously, Matoma's out of the World Cup, but they've got players which they all know each other. They're all unison and stuff like that. They can pass, they can dribble, they can shoot. They're going to be a very, very good team to watch, and they are dark horses. And I want you all to watch Netherlands versus Japan. That is going to be a match of technique and joy. You're going to
total football.
You're going to enjoy that match. I'm not going to put Netherlands there because I don't think Netherlands are great at it.
Yeah, total football with Japan, and I think they're currently on a 7-game unbeaten run. I think they drew with Paraguay, then they beat Brazil, Ghana, Bolivia, Scotland, England, Iceland. So they've got good names on the resume. And if you remember, ST in the 2022 World Cup, they beat Spain and Germany. Remember that crazy crazy
Yeah.
group. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Costa Rica, and they were them and Costa Rica were ahead for a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That crazy. Yeah. So yeah, 100%. I'll add one more. And it's only because I do believe that as a host they have a chance, and that's Mexico. I think Mexico have got a very decent
Oh,
side. Obviously they won the Gold Cup and they won the CONCACAF Nations League as well. I think they've been building up to this tournament. They've got a nice mixture of youth and experience, obviously led by Jimenez and their
and
man. Yeah,
Santiago Gemini, yeah, the one that AC.
yeah. So I think being a host nation as well, I think out of the three of them, I think they could potentially get the furthest. So
I agree.
I don't think people should sleep on Mexico at all. I think Mexico are a good side and we're building to this tournament. Yes, the US have a chance, but we don't want them to get far, so we're not giving it.
No, no, no.
We're not giving it to them.
And
ST
Canada's.
yeah. Canada got a decent side, but again, yeah. ST, before we give our predictions, let's just go through the groups and just predict our top two. So, Group A, you got Mexico, South Africa, South Korea, and Czech Republic. Who's going through from those?
Say it again. So Mexico,
Mexico, South Africa, South Korea, and Czech Republic in Group A.
Mexico, and God, South Korea.
Fair. Group, yeah, I don't disagree. Group B, you got Canada, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Qatar, and Switzerland.
Oh, dangerous, people. Um, but Switzerland, and because they're at home, Canada.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. Group C, you've got Brazil, Morocco, Haiti, and Scotland.
Yeah, Brazil and Morocco.
Yeah, I agree. Even though I do believe Scotland could cause upset to Brazil, but yeah, I agree. Group D, USA, Paraguay, Australia, and Turkey.
This is the toughest group. Oh, I'm going to say, will USA go through? Yeah, I think they will. USA and Turkey.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree. I think that's right. Group E, Germany, Curacao, Ivory Coast, and Ecuador.
Ecuador and Ivory Coast.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm not going Germany, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Cool,
know
cool,
this.
cool.
I know.
Cool, cool,
I
cool.
was thinking about Germany. I know Germany are a decent side, but I don't know. Ecuador. I think Germany will get through as a third place team. I don't know. Something's telling me. I don't know. I know you would have said Germany and Ecuador, but
I'm saying Germany. I'm backing my boys. I'm going Germany and Ivory Coast. But
oh, fair enough.
Ecuador, I think Ecuador will finish. So I think we will draw with Ecuador. We'll beat Curacao, and then we'll get a draw against Germany. But I think Germany will qualify. We'll finish second, and Ecuador third. But it's not going to be easy. But yeah, I know most people would say Germany and Ecuador from that group. But I think we've got a good chance of getting out of that group. Um, but yeah, surprising. ST saying Germany finishing third in Group E. Mad. Group F, Holland, Japan, Sweden, and Tunisia. Shout out Ebro.
Oh man, Saudi, bro. Yeah, no. Japan and Netherlands.
Yeah, as much as Sweden got obviously Gherkin
Yeah.
and Isak, I'm just like, bro, they shouldn't even be at this World Cup
No, they
after their
shouldn't.
qualification for the Euro in the European for the World Cup qualifiers. They shouldn't even be there. But
The
yeah, I
nations that
agree.
they
I
go
agree.
through. That's
Holland,
ridiculous.
even though, bruv, even Holland, bro, like yeah, and Timber's out as well now.
Yeah, I know. I heard.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'll just edge that. Right. Group G: Belgium, Egypt, Iran, and New Zealand. Shout out to
Shout out to Belgium, I and Egypt. Iran finishing third as one of the best playoff people. I hope
I'm
it'll be
I'm going Belgium and Iran.
fair enough. I was stuck between Egypt and Iran, to be honest. But
I'm
come on, Truth, I hope I'm wrong.
yeah,
We hope
100%.
that Iran go
And
through.
just to stuff it to the US as
Yeah,
well.
but the issue is what I'm saying is because of the situation that they're going
Yeah,
through.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
that's
100.
my thinking.
But I'm hoping that
Uh,
they use that as fuel. I'm
yeah,
hoping that they use that as fuel and stuff them. Group H: Spain, Cape Verde, Saudi Arabia, and Uruguay.
Spain and Uruguay.
Don't fancy Cape Verde. Don't fancy the Bebe.
You know what it is, yeah. Cape Verde are a good side, but I just think Uruguay will have a little bit too much nous for them. And I don't think Uruguay don't have the best squad at the moment. They're lacking a striker now.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said don't fancy a
You
flutter in
know,
Cape Verde. I'm going Spain and Cape Verde. I think Spain and Cape Verde can do something.
I'll stick with Uruguay, but I'm hoping Cape Verde do
Fair,
something.
fair. Right. Group I, the group of death. France, Senegal, Iraq, and Norway.
I feel it for Iraq, bro. Boy, France and my boys, France and Norway,
Yeah,
reluctantly,
yeah,
reluctantly, but
yeah.
Senegal. Listen, lads, I'm a huge supporter of you,
Yeah,
fellow Jollof country man, the originators.
yeah,
We back you, Ghana. We love you, so don't worry, we're backing you. But I just think Norway are very good, man.
yeah. I agree. I reluctantly say that. I think that group could be anything, to be
Like,
honest.
anything though.
100%. All right. Group J: Argentina, Algeria, Austria, and Jordan.
Argentina and Algeria.
Oh, I'm gonna
Austria,
disagree.
Austria.
I think
I was gonna say
Argentina and Austria.
Austria are dangerous. I would say Algeria for some reason. Algeria always turn up. I think
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going Austria. I think
that's fair enough. Fair enough.
think Wreck-It Ralph have got them playing well. I think
Yeah,
he'll get them going. All right, Group K, the group that we should have been in. Well, not actually, not this one. We should have been in where we should have been in Group E. But anyway, Group K: Portugal, Congo, Uzbekistan,
no,
and
this group.
Colombia.
It was this group. Oh no, you wouldn't have been in this group.
Nah, so technically we should have been in with
Yeah,
Germany when if we would have done what we were supposed to do in the original. But
yeah.
obviously after in the qualifiers we would have been in this group because of Congo.
So,
Um,
obviously, say it again. Sorry.
so Portugal, Congo, Uzbekistan, and Colombia.
Oh, dear. That's
I don't think that's
Portugal,
difficult.
Portugal and Colombia.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty straight
No, you know what it is.
forward.
I'm trying to back the man them in it. So
Oh.
and Uzbekistan are not an easy team as well, though. I've seen a
No,
little
they're
bit of
not.
them.
They're not.
They're good.
And yeah, and then last but no means least, England, Croatia, Ghana, and Panama.
I've been saying off air that I don't think Ghana will struggle, but you know what? F it. England and Ghana. Come on. Ghana to finish second. What is it? Come on, boys. Listen, I'm backing you. I have to back my boys. England first, Ghana second. Croatia is one of the third best placed players, and Panama fourth.
But listen, I don't see why you lot can't finish second. It just depends on how you lot play it. If you lot are gonna play Bush, Croatia are gonna pass their way around you. But if you use your athleticism and your strength to in the right way, I don't see why you shouldn't. But this Croatia side is an old side.
Yeah, they're leggy in the midfield.
Yeah.
They're very
So
leggy.
I don't see why you couldn't. And shout out to obviously the World Cup debutants in Cape Verde, Curacao, Jordan, and Uzbekistan. Congrats them for qualifying. Quickly, ST, before we give our predictions, obviously Ghana. What are you anticipating? What are you expecting? How far do you think you can go?
As much as I'm hoping for them to go into the group, um, I don't think Ghana will get this far. So I'd be happy with a last 32 performance or a last 16 for Ghana. We still are in a bit of a transitional period. We let go of our previous manager not long before the World Cup, which I understood because even after the performance, listen, to be honest, watching Ghana was a tiresome thing. There was a lot of things that Ghana didn't do well, so I get it. So far from what Kiros has done, I don't like the way he's set up. However, we'll need to see how that unfolds. But if Ghana do things correctly, as you said, and not play Bush, we could get a 32 appearance. Because I don't know who we're going to get into the last 32 if we do get there, but we'll get to that ages ago. But I don't think Ghana will get as far as other teams because I don't think this team is as good as what we have. Remember, we've also got our two main centre backs out in Salisu and Jiku. We've got Kudus out. Salisu, I know Kudus is a very important player for us, but Salisu and Jiku, I was like, because especially Jiku is a very good defender and he's a leader for us in the back as well. We look a lot more comfortable when he's playing. So the fact that he's out, it's worrying for me. I'm hoping Ghana will get to the last 32, last 16. Hopefully we beat England. We ain't beating England, but, you know, a man can only dream. But, yeah, I'm just hoping Ghana do good account of themselves. And if we get out of the group, I'll be very happy with that. And then we'll see how far we can go. But I'm just hoping Ghana will get out of the group because as much as I'm hoping that Ghana will finish the second, Panama are not as easy as people look. I've watched them a little bit, and they can create problems for Ghana. They can create problems for Croatia as well. I don't think England will have an issue with them, but yeah, man, I'm hoping for the best. You know, like I've got my look at me. I've been kitted out. You know, I'll have Jollof on deck. You know, I'll have Supermalt on deck. You know, I have all the trimmings. So Ghana, if you're watching, we are here to support you. Please do not disgrace us. We don't want to be mean. Listen, we know the Super Eagles, the Super Flamingos are watching us at home. They want ammunition as well. We can't give them ammunition, you know. We have to do it for our ancestral brothers, Jamaica, because they're one of us as well. They didn't get through. So we need to represent them well. You've got all of Tottenham. You've got parts of Housden. You've got Croydon. Like, you got all mini Ghanas around the world. You've got all these shops. You've got Rig Lounge. You've got Wache Joint. All these places will be open. Listen, we'll be watching you. Please do not disgrace us. We're here to support you. So
100. 100. Listen, I hear it. And as we know, we want to roll back the years to, well, obviously, was it 2010?
Yes, 2010.
We want to roll back them years.
And also, I was going to say, sorry, just to cut you off, I was going to mention as well, yeah, especially for the African teams, the climate as well will help you this time. Because you're used to the climate. So listen, just think about it. You're in the village. This is what you bring the village happiness to the pitch, and then you'll be okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's just unfortunate that obviously a lot of the African fans won't be allowed to travel, but luckily they've probably already infiltrated most of the US anyway, so we'll get the support. But now 100%, I concur, bruv. My Ivorian brothers, listen, it's time.
We call them French Ghana. Come on.
It is time. It's not an easy group. Ecuador are going to be tough. Germany are going to be tough, but I think we've got the talent. Obviously, Frankesi in midfield. Obviously, Ahmad Diamonde, who's obviously in high demand in Europe, and I just think that we have a good chance. When I look at, obviously, we get Gesson. There's one. We got Gesson. Edingra's back in the side, which I'm happy about. Obviously, Fofana and Sangare are there.
Pepe.
Nicola Pepe as well. Like, and obviously he's had a good season for Villarreal. I just think that this is our time to do something in this World Cup because we've disappointed in the past. And I think with this crop of players and how talented they are, we can do something, and I hope that we do. Even if it is the last 32, let's get through that and then see who we get and let's make a mark on this World Cup because we've got the talent. We have got the talent to do it. It's just a case of executing the game plan. And if it's anything like not the AFCON just gone, but when we won it in Ivory Coast, we'll be all right. I think we'll be all right. But ST, listen, it's that time to put your neck on the line. We've done the analysis. We've done the dark horses. We've done our call to arms for our nations. Who is winning the FIFA World Cup 2026?
You never thought I'd believe it, but I think Cristiano Ronaldo is gonna get it. I don't know why I'm thinking about this.
I don't
I,
disagree with you.
I don't even know why, bro. And people say, "Oh, Stella, why not France?" So ST said, "Why not France?" But I really think Portugal have such a balanced side, and I
Over
think that
France.
yeah, but France is not balanced. France have excellent players, but
Mm,
remember, France are weak in certain areas. I don't think Portugal are weak like that in certain areas.
mm.
Something is telling me that Cristiano will win. I don't know why. It's his last World Cup. It would be like him to win it. I don't know why. I'm thinking about it.
It's not. It's not. Listen, this Portugal side is a very good side. Don't ask me how the bookies have them below England in winning the World Cup.
Yeah, that
It
doesn't make
makes no
sense to
sense.
me.
I think that's only based off what they've done in previous World Cups, which like, but when you look at the talent that this Portuguese side has, I don't blame you. I do not blame you. I am debating with them. I'm not going to say them because I don't want Cristiano to win a World Cup.
Oh, no, you
Because
don't.
obviously, Lionel is my GOAT. But I don't blame you. And it's not a bad shout. It is a warranted shout. It is a good shout. I would only say, can they play the way they want to with Cristiano? Even though we know
No,
he can finish, but can he play the way that they want to? That is the question. I think that's the only question mark over them is Cristiano. Because remember, ST, he didn't score in the World Cup in 2022. Didn't score in the Euros in 2024. He's gone 2 tournaments without scoring. That's crazy for me to say. Correct me from the comments if I'm wrong, but I'm sure that is the
hmm.
statistic. Um, and that's why I'm not going to choose Portugal.
Who are you choosing?
I am going to go with France. I
First,
think the firepower that they have is going to be too much for everybody else. I understand what you're saying about them being top heavy in terms of their attacking versus defending. I understand that right side of the defensive unit isn't great. I get that Rabiot is a liability in that midfield. But when you have Mbappe, Olise, Dembele,
who are
Doué,
Shirky,
Cherky,
Akliouche,
Thuram,
Barcola, bro. All these men.
Barcola, even though Button, you know how I feel
He's
about
finishing in game. Yeah,
Barcola.
yeah.
But when you have all of that, I can't see how you don't win it with all that talent. So I'm gonna say France. But I don't have any issue with you saying Portugal because they have just as good a chance as France. But listen, that's why we make these predictions, people, because we're going to see what happens. But we are going to wrap it up there. Let us know what you think about the whole politics off the field. How do you feel about the Somali referee not being allowed to referee at the World Cup? How do you feel about the ticket prices for the FIFA World Cup? If you're going, let us know how much you have paid to be able to go and watch the World Cup. Do you believe that the media has a bias towards the US, considering all the stuff and the treatment that were given the Qatar World Cup and the Russia World Cup? Let us know what you think about the contenders: France, Brazil, Argentina, Portugal, England, Spain. Obviously, ST and I didn't mention. ST doesn't think that Germany is going to do anything. We both don't believe that Holland are going to do anything. Who are your dark horses? Is there anyone that we left out? Do you believe there's other dark horses? Obviously, we said Morocco, we said Norway, we said Japan, we said
We said that
Mexico, we
before.
said Ecuador. We left out Colombia. Colombia could be another dark horse.
Senegal.
Senegal as well. Do you believe that Ghana, our Ghanaian brothers, do you believe that Ghana can do something, roll back the years 2010 and do something? Ivory Coast, is it Ivory Coast time to now fly the African flag and put their stamp on the World Cup? And who have you got? Is it France? Do you agree with me? Is it Portugal? Do you agree with ST? Have you got Argentina? Have you got Spain? Have you got Brazil? Have you got England? Is there somebody else that you think that can
Mhm.
win the World Cup? We want to hear from you. And as usual, before we go, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Get the likes up, get some subscriptions up, as I say all the time. Share, share, share. We are here. And don't forget to join our social media pages as well. Links are in the description. Want to say thank you very much to my guy, ST, as usual. Thank you very much, sir.
No, I appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you as always, bro. People coming up. We I might have a fight talk with Tooth. Got a big card coming up in the UFC coming up. Boxing talk will be back. I will be back with or without the truth, but definitely with Mr. KA for NBA talk. May try and fit in a tennis talk in there as well, and obviously we'll be keeping up to date with the World Cup. Our next World Cup video will probably come out midway or when England go out, and then at the end, we will see. But listen, people, stay safe out there. Be safe. ST, is it coming home?
No. I know I'm saying this now, but imagine it
It won't.
happens. But
It won't. It won't. The judge is fully in effect. Trust me, the judge is fully in effect. But people, listen, stay safe out there. Be safe, and we shall see you very, very soon. Peace.
peace.